These might be the best looking Zelda Joy-Cons. So these right here are the Funlab Luminos Joy-Cons. And I mean, right away you're thinking, Andy, I thought you said these are the best looking. They just look straight up black. And you're not wrong, but you are also kind of wrong because these have a secret. So whilst, yes, these are just straight up black like this, they do hide a secret which Funlab call hidden until lit. And are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, look at that. How cool is that? I mean, these look freaking awesome. I really love what they've done with the RGB lights under this. And honestly, when I took them out of the box, I was like, have they sent me the right ones? Because you cannot see this design when they're off. Like, I just could not see them. I was like, what? Like, this is mad. This is absolutely mental. And then as soon as you turn them on, boom! All this cool, like, Zelda-inspired design starts showing, and it looks brilliant. And that's not all this can do. So before we do a deep dive on, like, the RGBs and all that good stuff, because that's what I love the most about this, there are some other features that we need to cover. So feature-wise, we've got quite a lot going on here. We've got 6-axis gyro, we've got adjustable rumble, we do have larger style joysticks, which are not Hall effect, but they do have a nice friction ring around them, so they're nice and smooth. We've got a D-pad, we do have turbo on each side, so you can do turbo on either side. You've also got programmable back buttons just here, which do support macro and button swap, but of course you need to have like any button swap or macros or turbo on one side and the same on the other side. You can't like swap buttons across from each side. They are detachable as well from this piece just here, so you can use them as individual Joy-Cons, and you can, you know, use one each as such. And of course they slide onto the Switch as well. And I think I've said everything. Let's just consult the box really quickly. So it does say it's for Switch, but it can work on Windows, Steam, and Android. And yeah, we've got turbo, we've got grips, we've got triggers. And yeah, so the other benefit here is the size and ergonomics of these. I mean, these are pretty much exactly the same as most of the other companies that are using this kind of shell, but there's a reason, because it's really comfortable. And I say that because I find the actual Switch not very comfortable. I mean, I love the Switch. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, all-time games consoles. It's amazing, but you can see just how like thin it is, you know? Like, and it's not very comfortable for handheld play. Look at the size difference between the Funlab one and this one. So it's a much bigger design, and you can see this joystick just here is really far in, which means this is way more easy to hold. Like, look at the ergonomics of my hand. Like, the thumb placement is perfect as opposed to how cramped up my hand has to be to get to this. Like, my hand's almost straight and backed up with my thumb just here, whereas this, I'm holding it like an actual Pro controller, and that is where this excels. And if I turn them sideways, look at the difference there. Like, the ergonomics and grip of the Funlab are so much better. So ergonomic wise, they're brilliant. You just slide them onto your Switch like so. And yes, you can charge them via your Switch. So you don't have to use these USB ports on the bottom. They're basically for any firmware updates. So you can just dock your Switch with these attached and they will charge. And they do have wake from sleep as well, which I will show you just here. So if I press these buttons on the side, bam, there we go. It's woken up the controllers and it's woken up the Switch, which is another brilliant feature. Now, of course, we do have the D-pad. I mean, it's not my favorite D-pad, I must admit. I mean, most Joy-Con D-pads are just not very good, in my opinion. So I'm sorry, Funlab, but the rest of it is really good. So we do have adjustable rumble on the back just here with these buttons that are like little zigzags on the bottom, and that's on both sides. There's 3 stages of rumble and off, so you can turn it off as well. Then we've got the macro buttons up the top just here, and I'll show you what those do in a second. And then we've, of course, got the turbo buttons on the bottom just here. So turbo essentially will let you do an action like over and over and over again. So let's just do the trunk just here. So I'm gonna do the trunk, so that's Y. So I'm gonna hold turbo and then press Y. And now if I hold Y, he's just gonna go crazy and I don't have to do anything. He just does it for me. If I press turbo and Y again, now I can just let go. and Mario's just going mental, just trunking it all over the place, you know, he just trunks around, that's what he does. Pretty cool, right? And then if I press turbo and Y again, he's gonna stop. There are different like speeds, that's what I'm trying to say, different speeds, and basically what you do is you press turbo and then go up or down on the joystick, and that will do the rate of which that action is being inputted, so you can make it slower or faster. There's 3 different stages. And now onto the macro paddles on the back. If we press M, we need to hold M, and then we can assign something on the back. So I'll do button swap first, and I'm going to use jump as my example. So if I just come down here so you can see Mario a bit better, right, I'm going to get jumping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the macro button on the back here, and then I'm going to press jump and then let go. And now the back pedal, look, you can see I'm pressing the back pedal over here. He's jumping. And what I mean by true button swap, because this has true button swap, is if I press the actual button, if I tap it, look how short a distance he jumps. If I hold it, he does a bigger jump. Now with that back pedal that I've assigned jump to, if I tap it, short jump. If I hold it, big jump. So I'm really happy that there's true button swap, because I really like true button swap. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. This is better. Now to clear that button swap, essentially, all I'm going to do is press the macro button and that back pedal and let go, and now it's unassigned. But we can do multiple presses, up to 20 different inputs. So I'm not going to do 20, but I'll just show you for example. So I'm going to press and hold that macro button, and I'm going to go jump, 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 smash, 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 jump, and then let go. And now I can press this, and Mario's going to do that for me, and he's just going to do that action played through once for me. Now let's see if we can assign turbo to it, because I've not actually tested this yet. So turbo works. I've enabled the auto turbo and just put it onto that macro. So that macro is just going to play indefinitely now until I press that back pedal button once. And again, to clear that, what I can do is press the macro button and then that back pedal and let go. And now that's unassigned. So now let's take a look at that RGB. So now I've dimmed the light right down, so hopefully you can see this RGB goodness a little bit better. And yeah, I really like how this comes through the actual shell. It's crazy how you really can't see it when it's off. Like if I just turn these off, you can't really tell at all. Like it just looks completely clear. If I turn them back on, boom, look at that. It's so cool. Like it's really cool. So I really like that, but we can change it. So what you need to do is press the turbo button and then click the stick in. And this is one of the things we can change. So if I just press this button once and then click it in once, it's now going to change the color once. So you can choose what color you want. And I'm just pressing this once, and that will cycle through all the available colors. And it does vibrate slightly to tell you, okay, you've changed something, which is pretty cool. So you can just keep it on one color if you want. But if I press turbo and then double click in, now it's going to breathe. And there's 2 different modes, essentially. You've got breathe, color, cycle, like this, which is really nice. So you don't have to do anything. It will just keep cycling through these. Or you can do it again, so double tap. And now it just kills it entirely. So you don't have to have any RGB on it at all. You can just turn it off if you really want to. Now to turn it back on, I'm going to press turbo and then once click again, and that's now turned it back on, not in that breathing cycle. So I've like cancelled that out. It's just going on 1. Now I'm pretty sure if I press turbo and then up, it changes half the color. So I could do turbo plus up like that, but you can have a mixed match of colors like this, and then you can choose and change between the main color with turbo and plus. So let's say I wanted purple here, and then I want to change that side one. There we go. Now you change the main body of it with the turbo and the button click, well, the joystick click in, and then change the like side bit with turbo and plus. And the same will affect this side. If I do turbo and then minus on here, look, you can see I'm now affecting the color that's on the like side piece, which is really cool. And you can have it like this, you know, you could have it completely different if you really wanted to. You can change it up to however you want it to be, and or invert them or whatever you want to do. Like, I think that's really cool. I absolutely love this transparent like design feature. Funlab really nailed it with being able to get that done. And they did this before with the Pokemon controller, the Pro controller that I reviewed, and I was blown away. Again, I got it out of the box and I was like, but there's no design on it. Turned it on and was like, oh, this is awesome. So if this kind of thing is your thing and you're a big Zelda fan, for example, they do other like designs as well on their website. But if you are a fan of this one in particular, well then maybe this is something to check out. And of course, if you want to, you can save 15% off of their website by using our link down in the description. But what do you think of these? Let me know down in the comments, and check out mine and AJ's podcast over here for all things gaming, where we talk about everything and all things gaming. I've just said that. And check out the other Funlabs review down here that I did a little while ago of that Pokemon controller I was just talking about. Thanks for watching. Bye.